Hello again. Well, in this video today, just talking about a phone which is a bit of a movie tie-in. So this is the Sony Ericsson C902 and it was released in 2008 and it featured in the Quantum of Solace with Daniel Craig as James Bond on his second showing. So I guess in the film it probably made the phone out to be something it wasn't, or a bit more capable than it is. That's what they normally do. And what's quite interesting is it really is not a bad phone actually for something that was partly sponsored by the film, or at least referenced in the film. And just to show you the sort of quality, on the back here we've got fairly small battery, standard SIM which goes into the SIM card reader on the right, and an M2 memory card reader on the left. So this would have taken maybe a typical sort of 2 GB or 4 GB memory card at the time. There is a limited amount of memory in the phone itself, but we're only talking maybe a few megabytes as opposed to gigabytes. So the actual phone's got a nice sort of metal cover to it, or backplate to it, but it has to be sort of keyed in like this, and it's magnetic. So there's probably something in the phone which basically allows it to sort of stay shut, and you can feel it kind of be pulled in, or at least that's what it feels like to me. So this phone I've got in my hand actually is a pretty nice example, pretty clean, as you can see, no real marks to it. And the all-important camera, the main sort of selling point of the phone I guess, is hidden here behind this part. And what we have to do is we pull on the side and you can see the camera. So the camera comes into view, so it's just a sliding cover. This is really neat actually, really neat, and it will trigger the software in the phone to go to camera mode. So without waiting any longer, let's turn on the phone. And James Bond wouldn't have had the Vodafone emblem here or any other phone provider, and also he wouldn't have the big sort of splash screen that says Vodafone when it starts up. So let's go to normal mode. So the phone needs a SIM card in it to power on, or at least get you so far into the menus. So we're on Asda Mobile, which happens to be another provider. So this just shows us that the phone is unlocked. So let's have a look at the camera. So again, I've just slid that, and I don't have a memory card installed as it says, but what we can see here actually is the screen itself is quite small. So when it's closed you can actually see quite a big kind of border around there. It kind of reminds me of the old plasma TVs when they had their thick black border around, because they were heavy kind of glass sets, weren't they? But this has got it for a different reason. So this is showing up some touch screen lit icons, and this is quite neat actually. So what we can do is we can select a particular mode. So if we had pictures, we could see some pictures here. We've also got an option to go straight to video, so we can record video, but fortunately we're only going to be doing QVGA at 320 by 240. So that was the limit here, but the camera itself at 5 megapixels was a pretty good camera. There's some good examples online of some real punchy pictures that people have taken with it, and it was remarkably good actually for close-up work as well. I believe there was image stabilization, but it's all done in sort of software. So let's close that up. So it's got a typical Sony style menu, as you can see, and it's quite nice to use this, even though I've got a relatively big thumb. I can go through and select various options quite easily. So it was a 3G phone, and it didn't have GPS as such. I think it used triangulation from the towers, from the mobile phone towers for that. But as you can see, it's very kind of standard. It's even got the very standard sort of Sony menu that was found in quite a few devices, including an early Blu-ray player I've got, which has this. So you kind of scroll down, very similar to this. Let's go into music and see what the music is. Probably can't play too long. So that's the harp, and there was opportunity for some games on here. Let's go back to games, and I tried to play one earlier, but it gave me something like 90 seconds, so pretty useless though, because it's unlikely I'll be able to pay for anything to get a game to work on this, because it's obviously archaic now, and that's just the way it is. So Tetris, Sims 2, wow, really? Press OK to get the game. Go on then. It won't get very far. I've got no access to the web. So yeah, a pretty nice phone, and I've just thought I'd sort of show it to you in this kind of condition. Something to be wary of with all sort of with Sony phones is the charging ports. So sometimes you may get a phone, if you're looking to buy phones, you may get one that doesn't kind of charge very well, and sometimes you have to sort of check the ports, because these can actually come off the main board when the charging plug kind of gets yanked out of it. And some of these plugs are more tighter sort of fitting than others, so over time it can obviously wear the actual connection in the port. But yeah, so not a bad phone, a nice slim design, and yeah, it'd be nice to have something a bit like this now, that perhaps obviously a lot more kind of updated, but yeah, it would be a nice change to carrying around a kind of standard smartphone with a big heavy screen. So yeah, I just hope you like this video, and if you do, I'll do some more videos in the future about phones I've got, and please can you like and subscribe as well, and then that will give me indication that you'd like to see more. Thank you for now, and catch you in the next video, whenever that is. Bye for now.